redneckism does increase the debt of provinces or countries or municipalities because they don't follow the science, which causes, like healthcare systems to try to keep up and offer care, but it's more expensive to not follow the science and apply the technologies of science the right way and the findings the right way. I wonder if Matt Galloway's, I'm not sure what his subject is, but I think it relates a lot to, again, one trick pony Carney in a way, and I don't want to insult him because he's a decent guy, but the thing is maybe he hasn't heard of me, or maybe nobody else has given him the same advice, but all he's doing is using his great skill sets and what appears to be responsible adult behaviors to deal with economic issues among Canada's different kind of structures, but also with the States and other countries. And, that's great because people think that's how the universe runs. But again, economics, especially within capitalist countries like all of ours pretty much, it's manipulative math, right? And he's manipulating in his own way by saying, hey, we're ready to go. And when they're serious south of the border, we'll go. And it's okay that he'll have the right kind of boundaries. The thing is, though, he doesn't mention the social sciences again, because economics is a form of mental illness that will never be acknowledged enough to kind of be cured, right? So, thanks, David Suzuki, for saying that a long time ago, but you got to keep saying it, right? Don't just say that politician's good with economics, for example. But for example, like if I was Carney and I had the basic of economics, I'd still focus mostly on the social sciences. I would explain when I'm negotiating, we believe in human rights. This is what it looks like. This is how we want to make decisions based on, don't say jobs, say earning, income for a person and their family. But jobs and economy and all that language, it just won't work. What you have to say is bring it back to the human part of things. Because in economics, you don't include the natural world, the human part of things. And that's how you are really going to totally throw the people you're negotiating with. And I guess you'll have to act, because that's not your natural nature, by really showing that you're a public servant in the sense of quality of life, of happiness, of health, healthy communities. And when your discussion becomes 60, 70, 80% more about that, and then how these things say, well, that means when it comes to this product or this service in the trade, of course, it becomes a priority because now you've been talking more about quality of life, healthy communities, healthy lifestyles, happiness index. And again, they won't know what to say, right? These American negotiators. And that'll be your secret weapon. Except you'll have to train yourself, Prime Minister Carney. As I said, you're a one-trick pony. As much as you think you use psychology or sociology and make sure that they never compromise human rights or the concept of accountability, you really don't. I mean, maybe you do a little bit more than other prime ministers we've had, maybe, but not enough to really, meet human standards, when it comes to people who have been living their lives like that and not having had programming of economics in their head all the time. You should talk also about the sociology of global geopolitics. For example, when there's peace treaties in the last few years, or ceasefires that are not even close to being real, you have to talk about this. You have to talk about, oh my God, we have to negotiate with that person or that nation or that regime or that administration. But really, whoever's the biggest bully in these ceasefires continue and the other one goes back. And then they keep saying while they're reporting on this, including CBC, there's currently a ceasefire, but there's been all this fighting and bombing. So journalists should say, we're confused as journalists. I mean, we're reporting what's given to us, but, they're conflicting. There's incongruence. And that's not good for the human brain of us as journalists or our viewers and listeners. So you got to talk about this. You got to talk about healthy cognitive thinking, which doesn't happen in economics or in politics. So point that out, Kearney, and you don't have to kind of make it seem like they have to answer you. Just say, we're noticing this. We're worried about this. We're worried that in this day and age, a ceasefire means bombs and bullets can still fly on either side. And peace treaties or negotiations are managed by the bullies who actually bully during these things, and how the United Nations and the International Court of Criminal Justice, whatever you want to call them, and as many of those things as you create, there's still going to be impunity in them. It's still going to be laissez-faire, and it's still going to be hypocrisy. So we don't have like a copyright on that in Canada. It's everywhere, right? It's mostly our three cultural patterns, and both because of our bilingualism and also cultures, but that's what it is. You can see it in the behaviors, and you can see it in what our politicians get away with, because it's the norm within our populations as well. But when Netanyahu is still doing all the damage he's doing, there's no way that he can ever self-actualize into a human at this point. It's impossible. You can get all the best psychologists in the world, work with him in a prison. He'll never self-actualize by walking the talk of sentience and sapience. He never will. So we have a global geopolitical system where he's allowed to do damage and roam free, and we don't really have any strong international agencies that can bring people to justice or accountability. RCMP, if I want to enter into conversation here with them related to accountability, is they won't show up. And that's my power. Accountability is power. But you gotta walk the talk, Kearney. Like I walk the talk. That's why the inspector of the Prince Rupert RCMP detachment won't interact with me anymore. Because I'm not just happy to have met him and shake his hand. I really expect the follow-up on the accountability. And that's real power. Real power is walking the talk of your sentience and sapience. And that does not at all include economics.